What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're at it again over here with the car. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of body work. I think this side is probably like 80 to 90% finished. Most of the surface area on these fenders are done. All we have to do is, I guess, like the outline of the fenders themselves where it meets the rest of the body. And same thing with the back side. So coming over here, there's a few imperfections here and there. There's like little pinholes that we got to cover up. This back piece still needs some work, and right now things don't look aligned because this bumper's not really attached. Side skirt is on the floor. We got to do that. That's kind of like the last piece. And once this is finished and we think it looks good, then we'll continue on the other side. The other side, we kind of did like the first pass of Bondo on it. We haven't done too much because, is this lighting really bad right now? Or not? Is it? Let's go over this way. This is kind of like not like the learning side, but we're trying to do one side at a time just so if we learn, you know, a couple things over here that might make our lives easier on that side, then, you know, that's kind of like what we're doing. That's how we want to handle this. Aside from that, update on the block, you guys saw that in that last video. So we added a couple more things. We got our sensors on, steam tubes. So steam tubes, all the plugs, and as you guys can see, water pump is on there for good now. And we did do a little bit of more massaging on this cross member. So this side was slightly touching. I think it's fine now. So this will give you guys a better view of our oil pan. So when we drop it in, this section right here touches slightly, and this section over here, well, it touched, not anymore. So that's why we dented that cross member a little bit. And now this oil pan works. So nothing against sticky. We're using their motor mounts, engine mounts. So they're great. Everything fits great. It's just the oil pan is it's very expensive. So not gonna do that. But anyways, we found this oil pan that works. And so here we have our oil feed and return. Now these get super close to the sway bar. Now the sway bar, when we drop the car, it actually shifts forward, but when it's raised, when the suspension isn't as compressed, it swings back. So it gets close to this fitting. After testing it, I think it clears. We do have to have them at a slight angle so we can shoot them out this way, and then we should be okay. There's a nice tight 90-degree angle to the oil pan, so everything's very sleek looking in there. And that's pretty much it. So
it's pretty much a built engine at this point.
Yeah,
just in-tank and pretty done.
Yep, and the in-tank, I mean, it's just like what, like hard plastic? Yeah. Maybe 20, 30 pounds. Oh yeah, so a few minutes ago, we also got our radiator ordered. So I think what we're gonna do, are you still filming?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing that's coming is, well, coming in a month because virus, so epidemic is going on, so it's taking forever for us to get our stuff. Our fuel rails, actually, I forgot that I ordered those. Those don't come until like May 15th. Ordered them like almost a month ago. Yup. And so radiator, we got that ordered today. We're actually gonna be using a dual core radiator out of a 95 Eclipse. And so it's 17 inches tall. It's almost like the original one. I think the original one's like 16. Maybe.
I don't remember.
It's like 16. Dimensions, with dimensions, it's a 27. It's about 3 inches shorter. And the overall inlet or outlet for the radiator sits like almost in the middle. So we're actually gonna use that shorter length to shift it off to the right a little bit, so the inlet will be right here, and hopefully it'll be a straight shot to the inlet on the block itself. Return's gonna remain in the same spot, and or I think I have those reversed. And then our connections on the water pump should work out perfectly. I don't want to have a bunch of hoses taking like 90 degrees and stuff, so I would prefer that this is just kind of like a straight shot, and it'll give us a little bit more clearance. Our idea too is maybe fabricating some brackets, so moving these radiator mounts a little bit forward. So if we could have them here, that would be great. I'd like to have like a radiator shroud too, just to help out with cooling, and our fans will sit in a lot further than the original locations. So turbos, maybe if we get turbos, then that'll give us the room that we need there. So they'll look really cool. But yeah, so today we're gonna be doing a little bit of body work. Since there's not a lot of engine work left to do, I think we're also gonna practice our welding, so that should be fun. And we'll see what happens. So we're gonna go ahead and get that side knocked out, and we'll go from there. Well guys, we're gonna close up today's video. So just as a recap and finishing up the day, so we ended up having to annihilate the area around the gas cap. So we actually tried to open this thing up and it wouldn't clear. So what happened is that fiberglass, the body, this should have came in closer to the body, hugged it a little bit more, but it doesn't do that. I had to cut in more, and now we're gonna kind of like taper it inwards. Added more over here just so we can make that nice clean like curve so it follows the curvature of the gas cap or the gas tank cover. Wow, I am struggling. Anyways, moving on over here. We got all these other panels taken off just to sand the upper areas of the fenders. This looks like complete crap, but guys, it works. So as we did on the other side, we applied Bondo to the edge to get a nice tight seal to the body, and the Bondo itself does not stick to the masking tape. So when we pop these off, it's kind of like a mold. Then we clean up the edge so it comes out nice and smooth. So we did that on side skirts, rear fenders, and this small back piece on the bumper. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for today. For next week, hopefully we'll have new parts in. We're gonna be shifting on to cooling and probably trying to figure out like exhaust. So I think the exhaust stuff is gonna be cool. I'm looking at you now. That's gonna be cool, dude.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. So we did get headers, and these headers, they have V-band fittings on them. So this is gonna be an opportunity for us to either decide if we're gonna be twin turboing this thing, or if we're just like, hey, it's just gonna be a crap ton of work. I don't know. But so these headers have 3-inch V-band on it. We did get the radiator for the car, so we're gonna be mocking all of that up. Depending on how much room we have on the front, that's kind of like, that's gonna drive the decision on what we wanna do with this build yet. The engine itself is fully capable, it's built, it's ready to handle 700, 800 horsepower. So it's ready to rock and roll. Fuel system, we're good for, I don't even know, like 1,000 maybe?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the injectors, we don't have it that yet, but no, I wouldn't say 1,000. I would say that the fuel lines are probably like a limiting factor right now. Those are probably good for 700. So fuel lines, I don't want to talk about it. You guys can go back and watch the previous videos if you guys want to know what we did there. But we're not gonna close these off until we have fuel rails and in-tank, just to make sure that we have a good idea of where that's gonna go. Nothing's rubbing, touching, whatever. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Thank you, guys.